Today's episode of Off the Timeline is titled The Secret Agreement That Destroyed West Coast College Football. What if I told you a secret agreement between USC, Oregon, and Washington didn't just destroy a conference, it changed who won championships? Because in this alternate history, the moment these three programs stopped trusting each other, they didn't just lose the pack, they started losing on the field. And one decision flips an entire season. And this is where it gets weird. Stay with me because the first crack in this alliance doesn't happen in a boardroom. It happens on a Saturday night with everything on the line. But first, let's set the table. You may be thinking to yourself that conference realignment doesn't affect what happens between the lines. Players still play, coaches still coach, but in this alternate history, every off-field decision leaks onto the field. 2011, the Pac-12 expands, and behind the scenes, these three programs form a quiet agreement to control the conference, and at first, it works, until it starts affecting how they prepare, recruit, and even call plays. And that sets the table for the first on-field adjustment. And this comes in during a matchup between Oregon versus Washington. Normally, Oregon runs them off the field, but this time, Washington comes out with a game plan that looks familiar. They've seen Oregon's tempo signals. They're anticipating formations. They slow the game down and nearly pull the upset. Why? Because inside the agreement, information is being shared, and now it's being used. And this is where fans start noticing something's off. And that's when the first thought enters everyone's mind. What else are they sharing? And who is it really helping? And that sets the table for the three philosophies. USC's in survival mode, and they start holding things back. They have very vanilla playbooks in conference games, late adjustments kept internal, which leads to them dropping a game they shouldn't because they're playing not to lose information instead of playing to win. And this is where it starts costing them. On the other hand, Oregon's in evolution mode. They speed things up even more, change signals weekly, install new wrinkles constantly. The result, they're unstoppable early, but by mid-season, things start slipping. Too much change, not enough stability. And this is where it gets chaotic. On the other hand, Washington's in control mode. They become hyper prepared. Film study increases. Game plans get hyper specific, which has them playing above their weight. But they struggle late in games when improvisation is needed. And this is a trade off nobody saw coming. And that sets the table for the leak in the game of the year. The revenue leak drops. Tension spike, and it all builds down to one game, USC versus Oregon. Top 10 matchup, Pac-12 on the line. And in the first half, Oregon's moving fast, but USC looks ready. Too ready, in fact. They're jumping routes, timing snap counts. By halftime, the broadcast is saying it out loud. It's like USC knows what's coming. And this is the moment nobody can ignore anymore. And that's when Oregon realizes this isn't scouting. And that goes to the second half. Oregon abandons their system mid-game. New signals, slower tempo, improvised calls, chaos, they lose rhythm, and USC wins. And the impact on this isn't just a loss, it's a trust-breaking moment broadcast to the entire country. And this is where the damage becomes permanent. And that sets the table for the breaking point. Because you may be thinking to yourself that this is where someone confronts someone. They don't, because now no one wants to admit what's happening. Instead, Oregon stops sharing anything. Washington pulls back completely, and USC documents everything. And the games, they get weirder. And this is where the season starts slipping away. And that sets the table to the late season chaos. Washington upsets a ranked team using hyper-specific prep. Oregon loses a game due to miscommunication chaos. USC wins ugly but efficiently. Standings tighten, but the quality of play drops because no one is playing freely anymore. And this is where fans start turning on everyone. And that sets the table for the betrayal. USC makes the move, leaves, and instantly everything breaks. And that sets the table for the ripple effects. The Pac-12 collapses mid-cycle. Bowl tie-ins change. Rankings get chaotic. When it comes to the playoff, Oregon misses a chance at the title because of that USC loss. Washington misses a New Year's Six Bowl due to instability. USC makes it, but looks out of sync against elite teams because they spent the season controlling information and not building identity. And this is the part nobody expected. In the end, they didn't just lose the Pac 12, they lost what made it great. Because the moment they stopped trusting each other, they stopped playing their best football. And if you want more alternate college football history scenarios where one decision changes everything, hit like, comment, and subscribe. Because this is just one version of how it all could have gone wrong. And I'll see you in the next timeline.